Christ in heaven, I cannot believe I have to review Joker 2. Alright, let's get this thing done real fast. It's a solid first act, so-so second act, and atrocious third act. The musical numbers are lifeless, and the chemistry between Phoenix and Gaga was adequate. The direction was decent, to at times good, outside of the miserable musical set pieces. Okay, cool. There's the review. Now let's talk about how overrated the original Joker was. Have you seen Taxi Driver? Have you seen The King of Comedy? Have you marinated in the 70s New York set films that everyone fetishizes? Then congratulations, you've seen Joker. A pastiche buoyed by an engaging performance from Phoenix, which wore its comic book namesake like a mask and suddenly had $1 billion gross and a great clamoring majority asking for a sequel. Easy money. So what do the big brains Todd Phillips and Scott Silver decide to do? They choose to turn around and undo everything from the first film. Why? I have no idea. Were they ashamed of the movie they had made? Perhaps. Were they aghast by how the public perceived their creation and decided to clutch their pearls? It certainly seems that way. Do they simply like to burn money? Most definitely. This film is DOA. Joker 2 merrily declares that Arthur Fleck isn't the Joker and that he's just a loser who murdered some people, and then they kill him off and suggest, at best, that he inspired the real Joker. I kid you not, that's the film. To get to the end zone, we watch generic psych ward drama and generic courtroom drama and generic musical numbers. Why even create a sequel if that's all you're going to do? It beggars belief. Why ask for a $200 million budget if everything on screen is going to look so dull? How much went into everyone's back pocket? That's what I really want to know, because it certainly didn't go on the screen. A musical would have been cool, totally acceptable, not an issue, and even absolutely creatively exciting if they'd committed to an explosive finale where Arthur fully embraces his Joker persona and he and Harley ride off into the sunset to engage in all manner of debauchery as criminal lovers. You've got the Doom generation and natural-born killers sitting there waiting to be riffed on as the Joker and Harlequin go mad. This is a film which sets itself up for something exciting to happen, anything really could happen, and then refuses to deliver. And the crazy thing is that in the first half of the movie, you can see it building towards Arthur and Harley getting lost in their delusion and going on a murder spree. They lean into telling that story and then get cold feet and decide that the best thing to do is to leave everyone in the theater with blue balls. If they'd told the story that's presented in the first half of the film, then it would have been great fun and an easy layup. Another $1 billion for WB, which they sorely need, and Phillips can pretend he's a genius on the next edition of the Hollywood Reporter Roundtable. But they don't want you, the audience, to experience the catharsis and glee of empathizing with evil. They don't want you to have a sweet, visceral treat at your local Cineplex like you got with the first Joker. Now let's cut the shit real quick. You're evil, I'm evil, we're all evil. But we're chickens, cowards, wimps, and losers. If you think you're a good person, then you are a liar. You're weak. And your weakness has been misinterpreted as righteousness. We all get a voyeuristic thrill from watching bad people misbehave because that's what we'd like to do if only we had the courage. You've all had aberrant thoughts of one kind or another, and then you feel guilt and disgust, but you never quite get rid of the root issue because that would mean becoming like Jesus. So when you're watching a movie, any movie that's depraved, you get the sick pleasure of touching the forbidden fruit you're already inclined to desire, but never, of course, eating it and then having to face the harsh reality of your nature. You can watch Funny Games by Michael Haneke if you want a cinematic essay on the subject, or you can just admit something simple like, yeah, you know, well, when I watch porn, I do tend to choose some wild stuff. I'm not saying I'd ever, whatever, but sometimes those hardcore videos are exciting. Now, of course, I could never ask for something like, like a BDSM thing, because that's weird. But I still do watch those videos. Pick your poison. You now know mine. Isn't it fun to share our hidden desires on the internet with a bunch of strangers? Maybe one day I'll give you a good spanking, dear viewer. We're sickos and freaks. We're lonely and frustrated and resent people who have what we want. We're petty and small-minded, and we just love to lash out. like Arthur Fleck. The whole Joker story is beautifully designed to appeal to our worst impulses and be a mirror to our own corrupted souls. But you must commit to the bit. Joker 2 doesn't for reasons which make no sense. It feels like Phillips and Silver gave up halfway through and decided to pivot to a lousy ending because they just didn't want to be honest. Anyway, whatever. Go watch a Greg Araki film, you demented slut, and may God bless you with salvation and inner healing. Thanks for watching.
Be happy again. I got the sneaking suspicion that we're not giving the people what they want.
It's okay, baby. Let's give the people what they want.